Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another video on this glorious channel made by me for all of you. Today we will be working on a Simon UGC for a UGC product that I'm working on right now. We're going to be doing the hair, the necklace. The face is already made separately, but I will show you how I add my Roblox faces on top of the head mesh as well, and we might even be making his jacket as well for the UGC. This will be a shorter tutorial video with a voice throughout the whole thing. Unlike the previous video I posted, that was just like a workflow of me actually doing the items. So follow along, open Blender, get your files ready. I will post my PRF file in the description of this video for anybody that wants to use the same reference sheet as me. It's mainly just for the hair and the goggles and the main accessories, so I know what I am doing. Without any further ado, let's hop into this. So when you open Blender, for those who are still new to this platform, if you open the file, it should look like this. You will have your dummy, there will be nothing there, you won't know what to do. You might wonder where to begin, what accessories to begin with, and I always tell people to start with the hardest accessories to make first. I think you should get the hardest things out of the way, the things that will take the most time, the things you will need to spend the most time on for the finer details, and get it out of the way first. And in this case, it's going to be the hair of Simon. It's quite simple compared to most other anime hairs that we get out there, but the main issue is with this is the shape and the form. It kind of looks weird from the front view, yet it still droops back at the back of the head somehow, so we might have to figure this out first. Hairs like this, kind of like Goku's hair as well, you can't really imagine it in 3D space easily, even though it's easier to make since it has less strands of hair, but we'll figure it out as we go along, like all of my videos. With hair, it's important to start with just a blockout first. It's not going to look good on your first try. Some people can do it somehow. I have no idea how they can do it. I did not get a talent or a skill for hair making. I just block it out, add detail, block it out, add detail, and go on, adding more volume, adding the finer details, just how I would sculpt. Some people can get it on the first try, but I'm not some people. So usually I like to start off with a plane, rotate it 90 degrees so we can get a nice angle on it, shrink it down a little bit, y-axis. And we'll start off with the first strand. So on the top of his head, near the bang area of his head, I can see that there are two hair strands there. This should be pretty easy to make because we can actually duplicate it for the size of the head as well. I just want a decent size reference here. This should be good enough. Scale it in. Give it a slight bend. Little too big, move it up a little bit. I'm gonna select the edges, increase it. Select all the faces, Shift N to normalize the normals. I like to delete this face because there's no reason to have it there. We're going to crease this anyway. And then I'm going to be adding a subdivision surface already. Make sure that this little button is ticked on the modifier, so we can properly see how it looks when we are actually working on it. And I crease this vertex at the end as well. So if you have played GPO before, Grand Piece Online, you'll notice that beneath the modeler makes their hair similarly to this method as well. It's the subdivision surface method. You can do it without it, but I just prefer the look that subdivision surface gives it. And it has two strands here, so I'm just gonna bevel that area. Add the second strand. We'll work on the shape in a second. It doesn't matter too much how the shape looks when you first add it. I don't like that this is off center, so I'm just gonna make this center. X-axis. Z-axis. Oh, I see. It's the creases that is messing it up. Move those creases. And then we can work on the shape a little bit. So this strand should be a little simpler looking. Remember to not add too many vertices, because at the end of the day, it's still going to be pretty high in triangles if you just add a bunch of vertices. And we're also on a limit for the vertices because of the UGC. We need to optimize it as much as humanly possible. So just keep that in mind when working on UGC items like this. You don't want to mess stuff up. You want to keep it as optimized as humanly possible, so that it can actually be added onto UGC properly, so it's integrated properly without any problems. We don't want people having problems with your UGC, and we want it within the bounds that Roblox sets for us. I'm pretty sure that is 4K triangles and 1.2K vertices, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. Usually after you actually block out and finish the hair, we go back in and optimize it a little bit. Because it tends to sometimes have issues here and there if you just straight up use it like this. I also don't really support it when people have like very high triangle count on their subdivision models. It pisses me off. I have no idea why you would want higher triangle count and they act like it's normal. Please stop doing that. I don't know why you would have a reason to have 50,000 triangles on a anime rig and you act like that's normal, even though it's just like a basic humanoid, maybe a gorilla with like 4 hands or something, you know. It's not that difficult to optimize stuff. I just feel like people don't want to do it these days, because it's literally just easier to just do what I'm doing and not optimize afterwards. Even though I like this style because it adds to the anime-ish thing, but man, guys, just optimize your models, please. Like we can't be having this thing with people having like 50,000 triangles on their models, guys. Come on, that era should just die. We're in 2025 now, guys. I miss the old days where people only made models that were only like 1,000 triangles. What happened to that, man? But anyway, you can just copy those for the sides. Duplicate it again, Shift-D, click once. I want to pivot it on the 3D cursor because it's precisely in the middle of the model. Scale it a little bit to the side and make this -1. This can be made slightly bigger. Move it to the center. Like I said, proportions and stuff, you change it as you go along. Invert the normals, or like, sorry, normalize the normals. Merge these vertices on the sides. And the goggles will actually go here, but I am actually going to select everything and move it, like extrude it once, just so it integrates in a little bit better. We'll add a crease to the sides though, and we have no reason for these anymore, so we can delete these creases here in the middle. Looks a little better. We'll fill this in later. I wouldn't worry too much about how that looks right now with the open area. I'm gonna delete those on the sides, and I kind of want to visualize where the goggles are going to sit. Hair making can be a tedious process. Some people love it. I don't love it. It's just one of those things that takes up so much time to actually make proper hairs, good quality hairs, and I don't know, it's just not that worth it. You know, return on investment based on the amount of time that you spend on it. But it is a skill that you should 100% know, 100% work on. You will need this in the future. It's not even debatable. But I will make more tutorials on that in the future. Right now, this is just like a simpler video because Simon is easier to make. Actually, I need to move this down, I feel like, a little bit, and this has to be more spiky. But I'm not going to should we use mirror? Yeah, it should work. Okay. I'm going to make this slightly more spiky looking at the sides. Scale it up a little bit. this. This is a little bit up too high. Wonder if we just merge these. Looks good. We could just merge these. I want to remove the seam though. I don't like how that seam looks. Bring this forward. The other hair is gonna go like this because I want the ears to be around here. I kind of need to bring another spike like this, I feel like. And then at the back, what I kind of want to do is if we have the ears like right here, maybe do something like this. Then we can have something going like this, bringing the hair back like that. And then we can have the hair going back out like this, because I noticed at the back of his head, he kind of brings the hair back out like this. Connects here. Can add another strand like this, the top. There's a line here that connects like this. And then on the opposite side, we actually have it going back out and around like this. So yeah, we have a decent idea of how it's going to look now. But when we actually have the topology connecting, we'll have a better vision of how it's going to end up like. But for now, I want to add another vertex here actually, because I feel like it's going to look better at the sides. I'm going to actually only duplicate this edge. Make it slightly longer, make it slightly bigger. Put it right here. Looks good. This is too much forward. Move this a little bit back. I feel like this can go a little bit from like out of the face, like it's too close to the face, but once the face is on, we will tweak that as we go along. This I'm actually going to select and mirror separately. It's going to make it a little easier of a process, because I want one here and I want one like this as well. Since I'm not going to add an ear, I kind of wanted to cover it slightly, but I don't want it to look weird as well. So we're legit going to make it just look like this. Kind of imagine that the ear is there still. We can also make this part of the other side, the opposite side, if we want to. Maybe make the band sit on top of this one, and we can literally just do this. Clipping on. Because he has little goggles, but I feel like I'm just going to paint the goggles on. I'm not sure if I'm going to model them. We'll see how the try count is looking like when the model is almost finished. This one I'm just going to extrude up. Kind of want to go in there. Like that. Select edges, crease it. Move this up a little bit. Go here. Move these up slightly. I like that. I feel like this should move a little bit. I feel like now, well, let's keep it front. I'm gonna bevel this. Okay, there we go. Move this up here. Actually, it's kind of stretching a little bit. When that happens, it is better to select everything. Go back. Select these, and then legit just integrate it in there. Perfect. Yeah, that looks kind of weird. I'll move this up a little bit. Here we go. Goggles are gonna sit here. I want to bring this up though a little bit. The back. We have the front, we have the bang area done. We have this here, these areas here. And now it's this area. So this might be a little slightly difficult to do, but I feel like I'm going to start at the top first instead of starting at the bottom. Usually you want to do an outline first. I don't know if... Let me explain a little bit better though. Instead of just putting the hair here and thinking it's going to look good, if you just add them and merge them together like this, it's technically better to start with the outline of the hairline first. So you would start like this, model all these, and then you would like add the strands here and here, here, here. And then you won't connect them, so they will kind of look like this. And then you add one hair by one, like this, for example. And then you can start adding hairs up here, filling in these, you know what I mean? It's generally better to do, but I noticed that the top of the hair is quite difficult because its shape doesn't really have like a finite form to it, so it might just be better to do the harder area first. Just gonna copy these areas because they will work perfectly. Why is it doing that? Oh, I see. Let's fix that real quick. Just delete this. I don't know why we have to stop right. You can always just add another one. Okay, so for these hairs, we'll start with this shape, make it slightly thicker though. And then we'll start with the blockout. So there's already a few shapes that I immediately see off the bat. I'll make this slightly bigger once again. It's a shape right here. Oops, right here. It's a shape at the back of it, like this, slightly smaller. Shape right here. This side is slightly different. We have the opposite side shape like this. We'll fill in the extra areas in a second. So right here, there's a form. Right here. Just like this. Opposite side sits right here. Little cowlick area here. I'm actually gonna duplicate these to the opposite side, like before. Duplicate, -1, just like last time. Shift in, move these around them so the integration of the topology is a bit better at the top. I actually want to move them a little bit back. That works. And then what we're going to do is add like, one going like this, one going like this, one going like this. And now I'll work on the actual hairline of the model. So the hairline looks pretty simple to do. The hair kind of just moves back. Invert this, Shift N. This one goes down. We'll rotate this one slightly. This one goes here. Shift, sorry, S, Z, scaled on the Z axis. One here, one here. Select the whole sheboing. Once again, Shift D, click, SX, scale in a little bit, make this -1. Oops, forgot to scale it on the 3D cursor. Shift N, sorry, Shift D, S, X, scale, -1. Shift N, perfect. Now we have the general shape, and we'll fill in this area here with hair once we actually figured out the other areas. So it's not the most difficult to do. I kind of want to merge these so long, so we have the general shape of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to merge the bottom with the top for the whole thing as far as we can possibly take it. So, for example, this one can merge here, this one can merge here, like this, like this. Move this up a little bit, wait a little bit. This one can merge here, can merge that one up to there. This one can merge here. And then we can merge these together, this one and this one here. This up a little bit. This one here. Okay. Could actually remove all these and then we can mirror it to the side, but we'll keep that like it is for now. I want these to actually merge together here. Then we have one shape. Then, if we extrude it, like you'll notice shortly, kind of move it like this, just for the general shape of it. Pretty high up. Gonna look weird if we just connect it like that. So what I am thinking is we bring everything down a little bit. Let's see. This has to come down way more. Not to here. Can also do the opposite and bring everything up to it. I feel like we should make this a separate mesh, just so it's easier for the proportional editing. Let's change this to sharp. Stop here. can actually add another spike right here. Let's make it integrate in a little bit better. I'll show you what I like to do with the areas where there isn't really a lot of topology to fill in for. We don't want it to stretch too much, so I'm going to merge these at the center. This one we can bring up there. This one we can take over here. Let's see if we can merge these. We can probably take this one up here. We can take this one up here. Take this one up here. Now we only have a triangle. You can fill this in. Like, just press F on it. We don't need to fill everything, connect and merge everything together, but we just need to keep the general shape of everything so it actually looks good. Let's go work on the opposite side now, actually. It's quite difficult to merge because, like I said, we don't have mirror. But we'll do with what we have. So this side's going to be a little bit more tricky. We just visualize this. So I feel like we can connect these two. We can do this. Connect this here. Connect this here. Do this. Do this once, like with the other side. Move that. Then we can connect it on the opposite side at the back. Connect these. I don't like how that looks. Move this forward a little bit. This one has to connect here. Like that. Make the base a little bigger. Bring this forward inside of the other mesh. Merge these. Right there. We'll do the proportional editing a bit later to make everything look good together. I feel like these will just look good like this. If we do this, merge these three, add it, oops, wrong ones. Merge these three, add a triangle. And then we can legit just merge these. And it's together. Bring this back a little bit. You can fill this in as well. I don't know why I haven't done it already. As you can see, it's up a little bit too much, but that is no problem for us. We will simply just proportional edit it our way out of it. Too high, go like that. Okay, now I'm just gonna steal this one, make it big. Trying to see his side profile. I'm actually going to make this a mirror. So we're going to mirror this one again. Like this. Rotate these ones in the opposite fashion. You can now apply the mirror. Steal one right here as well. Put it in the center. Break the symmetry a bit. That's also a good thing to do. You don't just want symmetry for the whole thing. You can break it a little bit. It looks good as well. And we'll proportional edit it a little bit later. This has to move a little bit around like this. These we can flare out a little bit so we can see it from the front. I think that will look cool. And now we just have to start merging everything together. So we're gonna merge these. This one can be merged here. Merge this one here, I feel like, and this one here. This one can go like this. Merge these here. Fill in a little bit here. We'll fill in that one later. Those has to merge on the sides. Bring this one back a little bit just so it's easier to see later. And now I want to do as close as possible to the opposite side. So these are merged. This one was merged. This one. This one and this one can be merged. We merged these. This one and this one. This one. This one. I like how that looks from the back. I want to make this move back a little bit. There we go. Now we simply merge this one with this one. Then we start filling in all the blanks. So let's start from here. Most of these, from what I see, will just be merged, not merged, fill in instead. Because if we merge it and the topology, look at this. It's gonna look weird if we merge it, but if we fill it in, it's gonna look a little better. Do this. Can merge this one here though. Can simply fill in this one and this one. fill this one in. This one in. There. There. Triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4. These can be merged. Sorry, added. These can be filled in. I'm looking for all the quads. You see, here's a quad right here. We could add the triangle here, but it's not an n-gon, so it's not going to matter too much. It's getting changed by the modifier as well, so we won't have to worry too much about n-gons, but we like to keep it as clean as humanly possible still. These here will basically have to be merged. It's too far of a distance to not merge them. Need to bring this out a little bit. I still need to actually merge these, so I'm just gonna quickly do this. Merge here and here. These here. Can we merge these? I don't like how that looks, so we'll keep it separate. I don't like the fact that this is that flat, so I'm going to actually rotate it back a little bit. Start filling in at the bottom again. Here is almost finished. At least modeling wise, texturing wise. I will show you guys later as we progress. Now we can start filling in again. So I feel like this will be best if this one connects there, this one connects here. I think this one will work good if we just connect these two. It should not break. Yeah, perfect. And if you look, you can just merge these. Take this one, triangle, connect that there, connect that there, connect that there. Make a triangle here. Select these two. Move it here. Fill in the blanks. It's gonna work. Now we're missing this vertex. There we go. So we're almost done with there. I think just the portion editing that's gonna work a little bit, because as you can see it's very flat at the back. I kind of wanted to go like this more, not too much. I got a bit of a long curve, maybe like this a little bit more. I kind of want to make this integrate a little bit better up here. I mean, the glasses are gonna sit here anyway, so the glasses are gonna go like this, but still I want to integrate it a little bit better. I still want to fill in the blanks. So let's fill in the blanks real quick and finish that process. It's quite tedious, I know. Here it's just one of those things, you're patient, bro. You sit, get yourself a nice tea and just sit here, put some music on if you want, and legit just do this, man. I wish there was a easier way of actually working on it, but for this anime style, I just noticed that this works the best for me. Is it the best method? I can't guarantee you that, and I won't promise that. There's probably some method out there which I just personally have not tried. Some people use, what do you call them? I think curves, like where you add, yeah, like curves, like these things for hairs, like the breezer curves, but I don't like that method. I just prefer this. I like how it turns out. It's just quite tedious when it comes to things like this. And as you can see, I'm just filling in with extra topology. I actually like how this turned out, where there's a separation here, because I wanted to actually add that later on, but the filling in worked pretty good like that. Okay, there we go. Let us try it out, sorry, with the mirror first. This in a little bit. Down a little bit. Close. That's a problem here. You need to move this in again. I'm going to actually merge these hairs just by the sides of their topology. Gotta look a little better if I just do this. Move this up a little bit, like so. Remove these actually at the bottom. Probably remove another layer like this. Go back. Okay, there's a problem. I think I'm going to just remove this. Why it's not doing that? Oh. Move this over. I want to connect it like this. That makes sense. I'll remove all of the weirder vertices and stuff a bit later when I clean up. I'm not sure how the back looks in the anime. I just assume that it's a little spiky at the back because I couldn't really find a very good reference of like the back of his head, so I assume that it goes out like this. It still goes on, goes down a little bit because I noticed at the front it goes down a little bit. I don't like how far these are out, so we're gonna bring these in a little bit. Bring these in a little bit as well. Kind of break the thing a little bit again. Okay. these, I have to actually bring up a little bit. I'm going to be merging a lot of the stuff. Because for here, you want it to look clean and everything. So we should be able to do that soon. Okay, I liked how that turned out. I'm going to model the glasses first. Let me just quickly do this here. It's down here. Okay, so let me quickly do the glasses. The glasses should be pretty simple to actually model. We're just gonna start with a plane. I'm going to add a mirror modifier on the x-axis, move it in a little bit. Now for this, I'm gonna go to top view, go in, go out a little bit, go a lot, bam, bam. That up. I'm actually gonna blend it in with the hair, like in this crease here. So we're gonna do this, add a triangle there, bevel this, bring it out, oops, bring it out, forward, add a solidify modifier. Smooth it out. Proportional edit and just rotate it slightly. Apply both modifiers. I'm going to add another mirror modifier by doing this. And this will basically just allow me, if I select these, inset it, loop tools, circle, kind of scale it in a little bit if we do this. Go back in a little bit and just move this so it looks a little bit better with the surface. Make this bulge out a little bit, add a slight bevel there, and then I'm going to select these, go up, go in, go up, go in. You can actually add a smooth angle, 60 degrees. Select this, mark sharp, scale this out a little bit. Like this. Let's see, will it look good? No, I don't think we should crease it. There we go. Here, this I want forward a little bit more. This will be merged, so I'm not going to worry too much about this right now. What I would do though is maybe merge these at the top. So what I mean by this is merge these, oops, Merge these. Triangle, triangle. Quad, quad. And then you move this down a little bit. It doesn't bother me too much because I basically want to merge everything down. So everything is going to be duplicated and merged in, basically. So I wouldn't worry too much about how it looks here. Let me just crease it. I'm going to make this smaller here. Get the tip area. Crease these. Bring these in a little bit. Make this a little bit more random. So, as you can see, let me actually remove the dummy and all its thingies, just hide it. It's around 5k tries, but after we actually go in and remove some of the extra topology, I guess around 4k, maybe 3.5k tries should be in the range still. And we're gonna merge a few things in as well, so it's going to go even lower. And after that, the only thing that's really left is to texture it, UV unwrap it, and we also still have to do the what do you call it? The little necklace for him. I also need to do the jacket as well, but I'm unsure if I'm going to be able to make this as an accessory because of the sleeves. So I'm actually debating on leaving the jacket, just doing the little thing here. And yeah, then hoping for the best basically, because even though layered clothing is something you can do, it's not supported on R6 games. So yeah, that's a bummer. Can't really do much about it though, unfortunately. But yeah, it is what it is. So next cut you're going to see is us doing necklace and UVs. Stay tuned for that. After the UVs is going to be texturing. I understand not everybody's going to be able to follow around for the texturing because I actually use Adobe Substance Painter for it. And after that, we're going to import. They're going to be done. I'm going to show you how it's going to look as UGC items at the beginning and the end of this video. And then we're done. So not much left to do. Stay tuned and pay attention, take notes, test it, follow the tutorial if you want to learn along with my workflow. And gentlemen, so this is just a quick tutorial on how to add the anime shader in Studio. You have to do to your meshes. You add a plane first, add the data transfer modifier to the mesh you want as the shading, select the plane with the pick dropper, select face, corner data, and just select the normals, and it will transfer the normals from the plane onto the mesh. As you can see here, I like how it looks in Studio because it gives that anime look, glowing look that you saw in the beginning of the video. So pretty easy, pretty quick. We're gonna move on to the hair itself here. I'll speed this clip up a little bit and I won't voice over too much. The face texturing is pretty easy as well. I add lines to the sides on the x-axis, so I have one plane in front of me. It took me a try or two to get it right on this one because this is a different head than usual. It's a little asymmetric, as you can see in the video, but it still works perfectly. So once you have your planes, as you will see in the video, I import the face that I have, and after I fit it on properly, I like to duplicate the mesh, make it slightly bigger, and use the knife tool to cut out the pupils of the eye. And I also add the anime shading to that as well. Because in Studio, what will happen if you do it to the pupils, and this works especially well with characters with glowing eyes like Gojo, or some Naruto characters of like Sharingan, for example, is because it adds the glowing effect to games on your UGC items. You can apply this to anything as well outside of UGC. If you just want to do this for accessories for your game as well, it works very well. But just keep in mind that it gives a good look for the pupils. A lot of people do it. If you see like the glowing tag on UGC items, that's how they did it. So yeah, I'll fast forward the video a little bit and I'll voice over when we get back to the next important section. To the second to last phase of this model. The only things that I still want to add is the jacket. I'm only going to make it for R6. I decided to actually add it because I think it would look good, but unfortunately it won't work with R15 since it's an R6 sleeves and torso. It's gonna clip when the arm bends. So as you see, if we go into wireframe, you'll notice that there are actually two parts of the arm, one up there and one down here. Now, it's like that so that the arm bends properly when you have R15 animations. You know, you have to bend at the arm, you have to bend at the knees, waist, the hands move as well. So it's not gonna work if we do R6 because R6 is gonna just be a solid block right here. But I don't like the layer clothing, like I mentioned in this video, because it's not supported in R6, and a lot of games are made in R6 these days. So what's the point of actually doing it if it's not going to work on R6? I prefer how the R6 looks anyway, and layer clothing isn't even supported on all the games, so I just prefer making it like this. So we're going to move forward with that one. We're going to quickly do the jacket and the sleeves, and we're going to do the UVs for everything, merging the air into one, doing the UVs for everything. The face is going to be one separate accessory, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3 accessories for the necklace, and then it's going to be 3 extra for both of the arms and the jacket on the torso. So I think I'm going to start with the arms first. The easiest way to really do this is to just add a plane, go to top view, and make sure it's just slightly bigger than the arm itself. They should be big enough. Move it up just above the arm, extrude it down to where you want it. I want it to be around here, should be perfect. I would say right here. All right, look at the reference. Okay. I'm going to delete the bottom face. You can just select everything, Control B, and then increase it around this much. Put it up a little bit again. S, Alt Shift, and then press Z, because you can scale it on all the axes except the Z axis. Make it slightly thicker. And I want to give it a slight taper here as well. So we're going to move it up slightly. Move this one down a little bit. There we go. Now, I'll add some geometry to just add to the general shape of it. We'll shade smooth, add a mirror modifier. And we'll start adding some geometry. I don't want to add too much to this. We'll add a middle section line right here. We actually need to move this down slightly to make it integrate a little better. And then I think I will add like a slight crease here for the forearms. I'll go back up, add a slight crease here for the muscle. Add an inset here actually. Fold slightly. I think we should do it here as well. So we can just go into wireframe, select this, put it down. Go here, move this in actually slightly. Down. I'm gonna go here, scale this out, move it down slightly. And let me see. We could add a line here and move this up a little bit. I like that actually. And I'm actually going to move this up slightly as well here. Let's integrate it a little bit better by moving these up as well. Just slightly. Okay, I like how that turned out. Now, we're not going to worry too much about the actual detail of the arms. I still have to add a bandana on this one. The reason why I say this is because when it comes to stylized texturing, I want you all to visualize beforehand how you actually plan on adding your details. Because sure, you can add all these little things that he has. Like, look, he has all these little gold-plated areas. We could even model in the drool spirals here. All these things. You could make it more, I don't know what the term is, like more 3D, add some more topology and geometry to make it really stand out. But why would we do that and risk performance to that degree? You know what I mean? I just prefer texturing that stuff in if you have the ability to. If you know what you're really doing with texturing, you can have flat planes like this and you can still have the same amount of detail. You can even be more creative and add a little bit of extra if you know what you're doing, you know? So just keep that in mind for the future. What I'm actually going to do is I'm gonna apply the mirror. The bandana should sit around here. So I'm going to actually duplicate this, remove it. We're gonna delete this one. Select this again, add another mirror modifier. Select this, make it slightly bigger, ever so slightly. Then, for this, I think we basically have the main shapes of it down. I'm gonna make this slightly bigger. We're gonna add a solidify modifier now so I can see a little bit better what's going on here. I'm gonna add a crease here, crease here. Okay, I like that. Just up a little bit. Mark the D sharp. Then gonna apply the solidify because we don't need it anymore. For the other detail, I think all we really have to do is we can select these, Shift D, move it out slightly, scale it down, remove all the sharpness off of it. It's not that hard of a shape to really make. I feel like all we have to do is this, scale it like that, fix the normals, go back in, make this bigger, put it like here, do this, oops, put it like that, like this. Now, inset the faces, extrude it in slightly, S shift Y, move this out a little bit, and then what we will do is rotate it, inset it, do this, oopsie, it's up, select these ones at the bottom, and these ones, pinch it a little bit, go back, move it back onto it, make it a little smaller, squash it a little bit, and then make a separate mesh. We're gonna add a subdivision surface modifier to this one. I don't know why it's lagging there. Now we kind of want the ribbons to come out of it like this, so we're going to start small, go bigger, like this. Let me see if I just do this real quick and see how this looks. I think we can actually crease this here, move this in a little bit, select these, nope, I want to select these ones, move this up like this, move this back a little bit, shade smooth, now I'm actually going to apply this / if I'm correct, that's what it's called. Then you can only see the one mesh. Now, some of these faces we don't really need. Okay, that one we need, that's my bad. Some of these, like, look, why would we need this? Doesn't really add much. I prefer to actually fix this because I don't like how that topology looks there. We can literally just go in, do that. Do that. Do that. I just like to do it because even though it's quads, it looks a little weird at the sharp areas. I want to make this sharp, this line right here, mark sharp, and we're going to do the UV. So honestly, I think the UVs will look perfectly fine if we just do this. We'll confirm it. So just select the line that runs on the x-axis, U, mark C, A selects everything, U, unwrap angle based, UV editing, and now we can see. Ignore the face. We don't really need it here, but yeah, it looks fine. It looks perfectly normal to me. No problems whatsoever. Now, we can duplicate the bow, scale it on the z-axis -1, move it down, shift N to regulate the normals, move it around a little bit, make it a little smaller, scale it around. There we go. Apply this here. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, for the jacket, I actually want to do the UVs for these real quick first. The smaller things, we'll do the UVs for this last, the hair last, because we still need to merge it. So let's do the UVs for these real quick. Now, I still want to add like a little thing here. I'm just going to merge it in basically all the way like this, and mark the sharp. Here, sharp. How I UV unwrap this, honestly, is literally by just selecting. This is how I usually do it. I select the plane that goes like this, mark seam, and if you UV unwrap it, it looks fine. You're gonna texture fine. I have had no problems with this whatsoever. It works for me. You could probably, I've seen people do this as well, like add a seam like this. You have little smaller UVs, but I guess it's slightly better. I don't know about that. You have to visualize your UVs and actually think how you're going to use them. If you want to paint like this, like on the UV maps itself, I don't do that, so it doesn't really bother me. But it's not really that good for that, because as you can see, if you want to go around the corners, it's going to look weird if you want to paint here. If you want to paint there, it's better to UV unwrap more like this, because then you have flat planes to work on every area. I just don't care about that, if I'm being honest, because I don't need it personally. So I'm just going to do this. Works perfectly for me. We already did these. For this one, we can honestly do a similar thing, which is select that, mark C. And for this one, I want to actually have decent planes, so I'm actually going to do this. Mark this one and those two. Select everything. Oops, yeah, no, that's the right one, sorry. I thought I selected the wrong unwrapping thing. Select all this, scale it up a little bit. We'll fix the borders and stuff in a sec. There we go. I think these could be a little bigger though. It doesn't matter that much because it's gonna be small anyway. I think these look fine to me. Okay, now apply that. Select this one. P, selection. Merge these. I actually have to UV unwrap it. It's actually my fault for unwrapping it previously because we're not going to use that. Let's just do this. Let's scale them up a little bit. The nice big UVs for the arm. I feel like we actually should do, delete this one, take this one, Shift D, click, by selection. See, I just want to select, this one, mirror it, wrong thing. I don't know what I'm on today. I'm clicking all the wrong things in Blender and just messing the whole thing up. And now my PC is absolutely killing itself because I clicked on the new material button for some reason. Why is Blender doing this? This is absolutely insane. Roblox stopped having its little tantrum, or so my Blender. Okay, there's no texture there. Okay, so I was going to, where is the mesh? Excuse me. Okay, I remove this. Add a mirror modifier, apply it, go in edit mode, select this side, delete this side, you don't need it. Now we only have this side, but its UVs are the exact same as this side's. So we're only gonna texture this one, and once we take the same texture and put it on this one, it's going to copy the sleeves texture that we want. And we can just, we don't have to texture twice. We don't have to worry about mirror and it being offset because of that little thing. It's gonna be perfect. We just only have to texture this thing once. Texture will work on this one perfectly fine. The only thing left is to model the code. Not gonna be that difficult. We have to watch out though because it can clip with the hair up there. The main thing though is the things we have left. So it hasn't been that long that I've been working on this. I'll edit it so it's a little shorter though and speed it up and stuff. But usually the workflow depends on what I'm working on. I want people in this new age to not be scared of spending time on something to make it look good. But I also want people to improve their skills as much as possible. so they can actually get to a level where they don't spend as much time as they normally would. That's the goal. I'm patient with my models. Sometimes you run into stuff that you have to fix. Sometimes you have to sculpt something with a lot of detail and you're just sitting there for hours and hours. But sometimes you need to challenge yourself and do speed sculpts and stuff and work on the time you spend over the quality you make. And in confluence with your skill set and the quality you can produce, that will allow you to make better quality assets in the future. So for this, jacket wise, it should be pretty simple. We're gonna add a plane, make it slightly bigger in the torso, scale it up like before, right above the torso, slide this one. And then scale it down to around where we want it. I think it's going to go down a little bit more, but it's fine. We'll start with this. Delete the bottom. Do this because that's going to be the what you call the neckline. Do this. It's like this, 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 this. This one, this one. This one. Okay, that one's not gonna work. Can't increase that one. For now, let's just add a plane here. We'll worry about this plane later. We'll merge the topology to work properly. A sec. Select all these, bevel it around that much, and you see it's merging, no problem. Merge, 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 merge this there. Problem is solved. Now, we will have is this. Now, C1 has a color. We'll make the color in a second. Why is it doing that? Oh, I see. Merge those. Perfect. C1 has a color. It's pretty wide though, so we're going to scale this out a little bit. This goes in slightly. This goes out. Look up there. This out. I actually want to work with subdivision surface on this because I feel like it's going to give us a better, smoother look and an interesting style for the model itself. So we're just going to crease this, add a subdivision surface modifier, tick this, select these, crease it, crease these. Now what we can actually do, scale this out a little bit, scale this out a little bit, out a little bit, out a little bit. I think if we remove the crease from this, let's see how it looks. Perfect, I like the integration it gives us. We'll remove the crease here as well. Go down and out. Let me actually mirror this. I don't know why I'm making this more difficult for myself. A little bit too sharp there. I think it goes down a little bit more. So we're going to add a loop cut there, move this down a little bit, scale it out a little bit, move it back a little bit. Somebody called me there. Where were we? Okay. Let me just smooth this out so I can actually see what we have going on here. I think we should bring this out a little bit like this. Hell yeah. Now, one thing I've learned from this is we're gonna have to bring this back decently. And I know that might look a little weird, but the clipping on Roblox is so weird. Like the way the avatar, I just don't like it. I'm one of those people, I like custom rigs more than the dummy rigs. I just prefer how they look. It works better. It integrates better. Like, look at this. Like, look how far we're going to have to bring this back for it to not clip. You know? Like, it's going to have to be, like, here, bro. Like, look at this. Look how far back we have to bring this. Same hairstyle. Look how far back this has to go. So just keep that in mind. I'll add another thing here and make it look a little better. But, yeah, it's unfortunate that it has to be like this. I mean, it's gonna look a little better on the avatar, but like, at what cost? I just don't like the fact that it is like this. I haven't really found a set fix to it yet, but we march on. So a little bit here. Move this back a little bit. And look at this, it's clipping out, like, again, like, I'll move, I don't know if we can move this back a little bit. I think it's gonna make the hair look a little flat. This little clipping doesn't really bother me that much. A little bit is fine, but a lot, it's a no-go. Select the top ones. Should go up decently far. And then it should come back down. Crease this. Okay, now invert everything else. Flip. Select these and these. Flip. Okay, I will add a solidify modifier in a sec, but like, damn, this is annoying. You know, don't worry about that in a sec. Let me just like then turn back face culling off so we can actually see what we're doing. It goes down pretty far, this thing. Make it go like this a little bit. The shoulder area. Put out. It's a pretty big collar. I think we're going to move this out a little bit. Really give bro that look. I'm not sure if I really want to add folds here. I feel like it's not going to look as good. We could add some, but I don't know. If you want to add folds, you can kind of just like do this. Move this in, crease this. We'll add like a few, maybe. Like one there. Move this out. Move this in, crease this, or crease that. Move this out again. We have some folds there. The rest I'm going to texture in, I feel like. This has to go in a little bit. Move this a little bit. Slightly wider. Ever so slightly. And I want to move this up a little bit. Right here. Slightly. I'll move these up as well. Now I kind of want to add the modifier to it, the solidify. I feel like what we should do though, we can always do this. Just add like a loop cut, sorry, a knife tool cut there. Make it fold a little bit. to that. And we have a nice curve there. Now, what I'm actually going to do is, for the solidify, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. The rest, I feel like it's just going to be included into the texture itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the mirror, apply the subdivision, add a mirror again. And it's not really that high triangle. As you can see, it's around 400 tries. Let's see if we remove like these. It's gonna run down, it's gonna look fine, it's gonna look fine. We don't need this one. What is that gonna do? I don't like the fact that it's going up to there though. Move this a little bit. It's all about improving it as you go along. Move this up a little bit so it's not as sharp. And there we go, it looks perfectly fine and normal to me. So we're adding a solidify. Slight solidify. Looks completely fine to me. Apply. Select these. Mark sharp. You could mark Z sharp too if you want to. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. These as well. Mark sharp. You could actually, if you really want to, you can merge all this, but I feel like it's gonna look slightly weird. We can see how it ends up looking just for performance sake, because like I said, you improve it and you work on it and optimize it as you go along. I don't know if this is gonna look good. If it doesn't look good, I'll just undo it. No problem. Let me actually save the file. So how you do this, you press E, click M at center. Move this up. See, yeah, it's not gonna work perfectly. Let's see how it looks. It doesn't look that bad actually. But you see here, yeah, I want that. So yeah, it's one of those things not gonna work. I do feel like we're choking this poor man out a little bit. Move this out slightly. We'll give him a little bit more of a V-taper look as well. Closer to his body slightly. Select these two, move these out a little bit. There we go. For the UVs, we're not going to overcomplicate this too much. I usually add a line like that for the symmetry, and I select this inner seam here. The color I like to keep separately though. So we're going to select each UVs, keep it separate. Select this. It's the wrong one. Select this one. Yep. Make sure it runs properly through the whole thing. Perfect. Perfect. Looks fine. I'm happy with it. Okay, last but not least, the hair. I did these UVs. I don't know if I included it in the video. I did these UVs. It's pretty simple. I like to keep the goggles, like the lenses, separately for the texturing. And then I just added a few extras to unwrap it. These we're going to have to actually merge together now. So we're going to select all of them separately. And I actually want to add a collection here, new collection. I'm going to call this hair. Select there, Shift D, click, throw it in there, and hide it. And forget about it. in case we have to go back and change something and we don't have the original anymore, we can just come back and get it. Apply this. Apply this. Apply this. Now, I want to do this one first because it has mirror. I'm going to apply the mirror. This one first. So you could do this. You can just, sometimes this works. You can select everything, press 2, right click, and unsubdivide. Sometimes this works, but I don't like it when it does this. So we're going to go in by hand. You see all these extras. We don't need it. Why do we need these? Still going to keep the shape. Still going to look fine. It's going to look perfect. It has too much. I don't need all those. Delete this. Mirror it again. Apply. We're just gonna go along with every single one. Because we don't need these. Like why do we have these? We don't need any of these. Subdivision adds it because subdivision subdivides it. So it turns a quad into 8 quads, if that makes sense. I like the look, but we don't need all these. Like, there's no reason for us to have all of these at the same time. So just go along one by one. That's and gone. Don't worry too much about these. Actually, I'm going here too. If I just dissolve these. And then that's just more shit. You know what? Problem solved. Problem solved. Don't even think about it. Problem absolutely demolished. There we go. Demolished. 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 Hang on there. Yeah. Demolished. Don't need this. We don't need this. Sorry, this. You can probably remove this one too. Yeah, looks fine. Just kind of use your logic. You don't need every single one. This one might be a little more difficult because it merges at a bunch of places. This. All these, like I mentioned before. Oops. This is why modelers have like long ass playlists on Spotify or whatever like site you use, because you have to sit here one by one, doing everything. Getting it optimized, getting it ready. Sometimes you don't have to do this, but I like to keep it decently low if it allows me to. Bum, bum, bum. Almost got them all. Looks good. Move this. 2.4K tries, or 2.7K, sorry. That's in our range. Doesn't really bother me too much. I just want to quickly make sure of something. That's why I double checked. We have a slightly higher vertice limit. Even though our triangles is fine, our vertices is a little high. So what I'm going to do is all of these we don't really need. Like this one and this one we don't really need. This one we don't really need. This one we don't need. This one we don't need. You need to kind of visualize what you think won't really change the shape if you remove it and select them. And in turn, usually it's the ones closer to the actual point of the hair where everything comes together. It's not going to make that big of a difference. I usually select the second one or the first one. Doesn't really matter. We're not even working with symmetry, so you can kind of go crazy on it. See, we're almost where we want to be. Select a few here as well. These ones. Actually don't need these. Go here. Don't need these. Don't need these actually. You can see how it looks if we delete these. Yeah, it looks fine. Go back here. Now we do the opposite, closer to the base. Usually there's a few there that you can remove as well. That's going to stretch it out a little bit on that one. So we're not going to remove that once we've got. See, looks perfectly normal, barely changed. And we are in the vertice limit. So I'm going to merge everything together now. I'm going to remove this one. So what I generally like to do is try to get everything together to a degree. We don't really need to worry about it at the front because the hairline looks perfectly fine. But if we go to like these, for example, I feel like we can merge these a little bit. And by merge, you can do a similar thing to the coat. You select all these, duplicate it, kind of like that. Tie it together, looks fine. Maybe we should do it here as well. It's gonna add some thickness. This one you can just go along the hairline. Everything is going to be hidden inside the head as well, so it's not going to matter too much as long as the rest looks fine. It shouldn't interfere by any means with the avatar itself or be sticking out in weird ways. You have to keep it as clean as humanly possible. The only reason I'm really doing this is because it just hides all the areas that might be see-through because there's no topology or geometry there. Looks better. Move this forward a little bit. So you can just scale it. Move this one back. Can still clip up there a little bit. It doesn't bother me too much that it's clipping slightly like this. That doesn't really bother me because in the anime it's in the hair as well. I kind of want to move this one up slightly though. Now, all that I really want to do still is the UVs and the merging of these, we already basically almost done. We just have to do the UVs. I want to do it separately because then it's easier. And then we just select everything and we go to object and we click join and make it one. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to jump cut to another session when I'm going to do this later today. And after that, it's on to the texturing. And I think it's going to turn out pretty well. We're going to import it later and then we're done. Okay, so this is the final clip for the hair. It's just me finalizing the UVs. I basically just UV unwrap around the main creases of the mesh itself, and I work along through it. I hand paint my stuff, so I do mine slightly differently, but whatever works for your UVs should be the way you do it. You should be able to visualize it. You should be able to see it. You should be able to have as big planes as humanly possible. I'm not the best on it. I practice as much as humanly possible. But at the end of the day, we need the skill. We need to learn the skill. We need to work on the skill constantly so our textures can look as good as humanly possible. After this, we go on to the texturing, and it's not that long of a process. I'll speed that up as well. Speed it up a lot because this video is pretty long, but I try to keep as much information in here for you guys as humanly possible. Made it this far in the video. I hope this gave you a very good understanding of a workflow. Constant work, it takes time, work on the details, redo things you don't like. Sometimes you have to go for a walk, come back, and then continue working on the model. Sometimes you do something that you don't totally like. Then you have to work on it again a little bit, rework some areas. Have the humility to accept that sometimes it's not going to turn out like you want to, and that you sometimes have to redo certain areas like I just mentioned. And some people think they're going to work on something once and it's going to be the end of it. That's not how it's going to work. You're going to work on the same model for different people over the span of your career. You're going to be practicing the same stuff over and over to actually perfect it. And you're going to adapt as you go along so you can actually make good models. I'm going to end this voiceover. It's the last one for this video. This is going to be the texturing of this video, the final little development clip of me working on this. Join me on my journey, making videos for you every single week. It's going to be a new one. Quality will increase. Projects will be made. Gifts will be given from me to you. Join the Discord in the description if you want sneak some videos, things I've been working on. If you're interested in hiring me for your projects, feel free to check out my Discord as well. It's my portfolio, it's my work server, it's my chat server, it's for my community, it's for all of you. Anyone is welcome. I do streams in there every now and then. The more people that joins, the bigger incentive I will have to actually get in VC and help you guys with your models, development questions. I can get people on as well to answer questions outside of just modeling itself. And feel free to ask any questions in the comments. Recommend me videos that you would like to see. I'll continue the UGC series for the time being, because I think accessories is a very integral part of modeling. You have to know it. You have to be able to make accessories. UGCs do very good if you know how to actually make them. You can upload consistently. So I will be mainly uploading on that for now. But I will continue my beginner series in a week, maybe 2 weeks from now. I want to finish it for the people who are very new to modeling, who don't know how to start, who don't know what to do. I will make a series for that completely for you to follow, to start your journey as a modeler. And not only that, but start your journey as a developer, a good developer. Teach you more than just modeling in there. I teach you how to actually become a good developer, get your commissions, some sales tactics as well, so you can actually properly market yourself to people so they have a bigger incentive to actually hire you over other people in this competitive game. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the final clip.